I turned a pile of 90s nostalgia into a wearable, fashionable top, and it actually works. Plus, hear this sound. Yes, I made a top entirely out of Pogs, the ones your teacher banned. And I gotta say, this may be my most unhinged DIY yet. And look at the way this thing moves. Okay, girl. I've been obsessed with designers like Paco Rabanne and more recently Dauphinette, who take unusual materials and turn them into wearable art. Both artists are known for using these sort of round disc beads, both for dresses and then with Dauphinette, specifically this one top that I could not get out of my mind. I realized I could do my own version of that with something I had sitting at home. Pogs.
You traded my soul for Pogs?
I've been thinking about making this top, I can't lie, for years. I really remember buying my first set of Pogs to make something like this during COVID. So this top has been a long time coming. An important note, it is reversible. It makes the best noise. And I'm sorry, the way that the Pogs catch the light when I dance, okay, girl. Take me to Studio 54. I got a Pog top. Pause. If you're new here, please go ahead and hit like and subscribe. I'm so close to getting to my goal of 500 subscribers, you guys. I think I'm at like 460 something. When I hit 500, we're gonna do a very special little giveaway. So the faster we get to that, the sooner you may win something really cool from me, okay? Anyway, back to the video. If you didn't grow up in the 90s, Pogs are cardboard discs that you would stack and slam for keeps in a childhood game, which actually traces all the way back to the 1600s in Japan with this game called Menko. The first time the game got popularized in America was in the 1920s with the Japanese immigrants who came to Hawaii. So in Hawaii, became popular using juice caps from Haleakala Dairy for their juice called Pog, which is known as passion orange guava. This is an example of what a Pog looks like. So cute. I love the little mascot. And to this day, if you live in Hawaii or have ever visited Hawaii, you can still get Pog juice and it is heavenly. I don't drink anymore, but if you drink a Pog mimosa, shut it down. Now I just drink regular Pog and pretend it's a mimosa. And honestly, it's just as good. So the game had a second wave of popularity in the 1990s when it was introduced by a teacher at Wailua Elementary named Blossom Galisbo, and then it became a nationwide trend. As we humans know, children and adults yearn to collect things, and Pogs became so popular that many schools actually banned the game because it was too crazy for kids. Pogs became extremely popular in the 90s, especially in Hawaii, where businesses, brands, companies would make their own custom Pogs for people to collect. And what made me particularly emotional and nostalgic about this project was when I was creating my Pog top, I realized that I got to pay tribute to a lot of brands, companies, restaurants, businesses that no longer exist anymore. And it made me so happy. At first, I was scared to punch holes in said Pogs because I was like, wow, like, uh-oh, am I ruining these beautiful little pieces of history by putting a hole in them? But then my boyfriend reminded me that it's kind of cool that they won't just be collecting dust in a massive binder anymore, and that I get to pay tribute to them every time I wear this cute little top. This top is not just a piece of adorable fashion, but actually a piece of Hawaii archival history as well. So I've been a fan of Paco Rabanne's use of paillettes, these large round sequins, forever. I've always thought his dresses were super cool. But around 2020, I saw that the brand Dauphinette NYC made this top using these large daisy circular beads, paillettes, I'm not sure, to create this almost chainmail type top. And I was obsessed. I thought that would be so cool, and then it clicked for me. But what if I made it with Pogs? So I started collecting Pogs, but I had no clue how many I would need and what this project would actually take. So flash forward, I mentioned this project idea to my boyfriend's incredible mother, and she said that she had a couple Pogs to donate to me. I was immediately so excited, and she donated this insane Pog binder that later I organized for her. But like, let's just take a quick look, okay? Like, are you kidding me? It just keeps going. It's insane. I began documenting the process on TikTok, and I wasn't quite sure what the most efficient way to create this top would be. So I tried a couple different things out, and honestly, I really wasn't sure that it would work. But I'll show you what I ended up doing. And I encourage you, if you'd like to make your own Pog top, go for it. It was tedious and a bit laborious, but it ended up being easier than I thought. The first thing you need, obviously, Pogs. Lots of them. Like, go on Facebook Marketplace and see. Someone left me a comment that said that they just tossed their Pog collection, and that's another part of this project that I am so passionate about. We need to not leave these Pogs in landfills. I will take them off your back. If you have Pogs and you want to donate them, DM me and we can talk. But truly, saving Pogs from the landfill is another thing that now I am randomly extremely passionate about, okay? I talked to one of my friends and she recommended that I just get a hole punch. Other people have since recommended that I get some sort of like tiny drill. That could be cool. But I just use this tiny hole punch, and frankly, this was probably the most difficult part of the process. I'd also recommend getting 2 sets of needle nose pliers and tons of jump rings. The ones I used the most were the 8mm size. The best part of the process by far was organizing what Pogs in what order. As you can see, it's pretty random, but I did try to generally stick to sort of like white and then a colorful one, like one where the Pog was completely colorful. I don't know if you can even tell. It was supposed to be like vaguely checkerboard, but I don't really think it totally gives that, but that's totally fine. I love the way it came out anyway. But organizing them was by far my favorite part. I felt like Jeffree Star in that one scene in Shane Dawson's documentary, organizing the eyeshadows. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, organizing it, and then I would flip them all over. I would use a ruler to line an X on the back of them, or then I would use jump rings to connect them. It took so long. There were a lot of times where I'm like, is this even gonna work? Editing me here, I realized I recorded time-lapse footage of the entire process. I mean, give or take some moments. Some of them I did off camera, but I'm going to include all of that at the end of the video. So after I do my little sign off, keep watching, and that's gonna be all there in case you're interested. Okay, thank you, bye-bye. I realized when I put it on that I actually had overshot the runway and I made it a little bit too big. Also important detail. So as you can see, I used 4 jump rings for most of them, but for the very bottom row, I did not connect them to each other horizontally. That way that the top would have extra movement. In order to make this top as functional as I did, I also kind of studied how the Dauphinette top was created, and I realized what they did was they jump ringed the sides completely together, which I made an executive choice to leave this one partly open. And then based off of their design, I found these it's like a circle and stick fastener. I'm sure they have a real name, but I used that for this side, and it actually made taking the top on and off so much easier. So truly, I recommend doing that. Do not jump ring the whole thing, or else you are really going to struggle getting this thing on and off, okay? My hand was cramping, and honestly, this project took days. I can't lie, this took a while, okay? Also, organizing the Pogs was a whole project in and of itself, but honestly, I think it totally works. I'm so happy with the way it came out, but I do have a very important question for you. You guys, do I turn it into a dress? Do I just reconnect this bottom row and then add like maybe 4 or 5 more rows, but leave it split open on the sides? Because I'd obviously wear something underneath. I almost think I should. What do you guys think? I need to know. The other idea too would be leave this one as a top as is and then create a separate dress. I am a little bit low on Pogs. Like, it seems like I have a lot, but like, I think I chose the best ones from the collection for this piece. And while there are still a lot of good ones, I might need to replenish my Pog collection just so that I have a lot of options to work with. But I did also want to show you something I'm working on. I created a Pog Pog Purse. So Dauphinette also made a purse based off of those beads that they had, and I was like, I need to do that. So I found this woman on Facebook Marketplace that was just selling the Pog tops, and obviously there's a piece of paper on the inside. Let me show you. This is what it looks like. But basically, I'm going to find some sort of leather bag to put on the inside, maybe some heavy cotton. I'm not exactly sure, but it's so cute. Okay, look at them together. Like, oh my God. Oh, excuse me. I just have to, let me pass you something. Let me pass you a communion wafer from my purse. Like, that's the only thought. I was like, wait a minute, you guys. I'm Pog crazy now, but I was like, should I make one of these tops out of communion wafers? I think it would immediately fall apart. But like, what if I cast the communion wafers with resin? Like, that could be an idea. Okay, so now I want us to do an official sound test of this top, okay? Is it giving ASMR? And then I'm just gonna do a little dance test so you guys can see how well this thing moves. Dun, 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 dun. Frankly, my last video was all about Coachella fashion, where I kind of ripped up some uncomfortable stuff, but I can't lie, I would want to wear this to Coachella if I got to go. But again, I can't help but think maybe I turned it into a dress. Okay, you guys are really gonna have to let me know, okay? So I used TikTok and Instagram to document the entire process, so if you were waiting to see the finished product, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you finally thought of it. And let me go quickly take this thing off so I can point out some of my favorite Pogs, okay? All right. Okay, so some of my favorites off the jump. I love these like stay in school, be cool, stay in school ones. There is, the McDonald's ones are really cute. I also love right in the front, if you are from Hawaii, you know there's a Frank DeLima one. Like, are you kidding me? That's so good. My boyfriend's mom collected a lot of the Zippies ones. So I almost could make an entire Zippies top. Let me know if you think that'll be cool. Grand Sumo tournament in Hawaii. There's also a couple special exceptions. Some of them were so cute, I couldn't allow myself to. So the first would be this cute one that said like sexy island girls. I ended up giving it to my friend June because she's a musician, and the fact that it's shaped like a CD is just like so perfect. Also, this one I gave to my friend Theo. It is a teddy bear in King Kamehameha garb. He is Hawaiian, and I felt like it was just perfect for him. Here's a couple more of the Pogs that I just didn't have the heart to punch, and I just kept on the side. Mr. Waffle Dog from Casey Drive-In, we love. They went out of business a while ago, but they've actually started doing small pop-ups. So if you miss a waffle dog, go get one. Then there are these Maneki Neko ones that, you know, if you've seen my Maneki Neko collection video, I'm going to have to update it soon. I've gotten so many more. But there are a couple of these that are so special, I had to hang on to them. Anna Miller's, that one's still in business. And there's just so many brands that you're like, Dottie's Retail. I don't believe she's in business anymore, but that would be iconic if she was. Oh look, Puck's Alley. They're about to tear that place down, I think. Oh, shout out, so cute. Napoleon's Bakery, you guys know. The whole project made me very happy and nostalgic, and I'm just so happy that I was able to do it. Frankly, it just has inspired me to continue to make more things with Pogs. As you can see, my purse is next. Maybe a sequel dress or a sequel top, and I turned this one into a dress. So I was born in 1993, and there's something kind of special about the fact that a lot of these Pogs were made in 1993. I felt like it was very sweet that it was a tribute to my very special year. There's also a couple different Year of the Rooster, the Chinese Zodiac Pogs that I felt extra special about because obviously that's my year. Oh, there's all these Star Market ones. Like, you guys remember Star Market? Oh, when do I plan to wear this? Great question. I am going to Vegas, and while I do think it obviously catches the light so well and would be iconic to wear in Vegas, I do think I'm going to save it for a special occasion. I think I may wear it to the next Wiki Antique Expo, which if you follow this channel at all and seen my Maneki Neko video, or frankly any of my videos, I feel like I talk about that expo all the time. It's where a bunch of local Hawaii people sell cool Hawaii antiques and vintage items. I obviously think a lot of them will get a kick out of my top, and so I may have to wear it to peacock around because it's just so cute. But if you guys have any ideas of where else I could wear this, let me know. And I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me rant about Pogs. This is obviously a passion project of mine and my latest magnum opus. If you're new here, go ahead and hit like and hit subscribe. It would mean so much to me. As I mentioned, close to my goal, so let's try to get there, okay? And I will see you guys on the flippy flop later. Okay, bye guys.